What's going on, everybody? What's going on here? MOT here. Um, yeah. People talking about the absence. Like, dude, there is no absence. You have to realize that field that I'm in, transportation, the movement of things. If you haven't been paying attention to the news all over the United States, that the ships out to harbor that haven't been able to bring their goods to shore, that's when I've been at since forever. Like that's the field that I'm in. And the actual holiday season, it used to go from um, first week in November till at least the first week in January. But with the actual reopening of the actual ports that have a lot of stuff going in, it created a bottleneck. So there was people who was not producing anything. And now these people have things out at bay toward they're trying to find additional people to move that stuff in. And there's not enough people to go around. So what I've been doing is finding land in the states, mostly southern states. So that way I could build schools down there. So that way I could be able to give the CDL training to the people who need it most. A lot of these states and these state legislatures are trying to reduce the actual age from actually getting a CDL from 21 to 18. There's a lot of states that has actually done that, but with conjoining states to where people who are 18 years old pick up out of state, they can't really move the actual cargo because once they get pulled in, they find out they're 18 years old. They know the companies, they know the company statistics before they even pull you over, right? So you have to understand that this is the field of the men. Scroll Chris G, Game Changer, Eternal, 99, Laura. So you have to understand that. Look, it's not that I haven't been silent. It's just that I got stuff to do outside of here. A hell of a lot of stuff. But the actual window to where I used to deal with this stuff was because everybody knows I take 3 or 4 months off a year at the beginning of the year, normally from January to June. But this year, because it wasn't snowing all that much out west, like, at least west of the actual Colorado, I extended my actual business cycle to where I work to actually March. So I took off from March till, slightly after my birthday, end of July, 1st of August. Came back on all the stuff that I've seen. Perfect time to get into business, especially if you understand the mechanics of the business. Excellent time to be out here. Excellent time to sign up for things early. You have to understand that they're throwing out football numbers, comic book numbers for people who to move stuff. I'm talking about, and it's like if you have like a factoring company, you see the increases of their actual what they're able to factor because of how much business they're doing, which gives me first dibs on those people's business itself. So you have to understand that I've been in the manosphere a very long time, very long, and I can't be around like I used to. And, and you have to realize that the people who actually want to move on and move forward from these actual issues have already done so. You have to understand that, dude. I'm not going to be at the. I'm not going to be the barbarians at the gate stopping these people from coming through. You're going to have to make the individual effort yourself. And that's what this thing was always about: individual effort and your actual life itself. It's going Wayne Brown, going to Mick Johnson, LaRock. But this is where we at though. So it's like, look, there is so much opportunity out here right now that I can't even afford to even stop at all to even do live streams like I'm supposed to do. Right now, I just picked up 4 trucks this week. Four. I'm in northern Michigan right now, right by the property that I own. But, drove down to seeing a nice truck that was on sale, bought it. Cash, bought it. About to move it down to further down to the Midwest so that way I can be able to, vet the truck, drove it around. Things are great. And it's like, dude, listen, everybody else isn't on YouTube, man. Everybody else problems isn't trying to figure out why people ain't submitting or any of that other stuff. You have to understand, man, that most people just moved on from the space. And most of the people who are still stuck here within the same stuff that they talk about, you have to understand that that's where they're stuck at. I knew how this stuff was going to end years ago. Of course, but that's for the 499 super chat. So what you have to do right now is you got to move with the people who are moving. Right now, we're in the age of skills and abilities. There's nothing wrong with skills and abilities. Like, the only thing that skills and abilities do for you is to move you into another zone and quite quickly. Like, a lot of people ask me, what is my opinion on the Great Resignation? I love the Great Resignation. I love it. This is why I love the Great Resignation. There is one group of people who came up during the Great Resignation that nobody seen coming. That was felons came up in the Great Resignation. My little brother, several little cousins, all people, they came up during the Great Resignation. Why? They had open access to jobs and job opportunities because nobody wanted to fill them at any other time in their life. Yes, this morning I tried to go to a Waffle House in a southern area before I came back up north, driving teams with my girl-in-law. She was mad that she couldn't get what she wanted. I'm like, I was happy as fuck to see that nobody was there at 6 o'clock in the morning. Those people who are normally there at 6 o'clock in the morning, those people had a whole year to think about where their life was headed. Never been put in that position before. I was put in that position. Once I got out of the military, I was put in that position. Damn, this shit ain't working. Why do I got to be a fugitive recovery agent? Why I got to still fuck with law enforcement? My actual degree in actual IT isn't even over yet, and I still got to fuck with these reptiles like that. Dude, listen, this is what people went through. A lot of these people went through the actual idea of understanding what the next check coming isn't going to feel like. That's what happened. Like me, Colorado, what I fight for job training. Because job training is pretty universal. If you're going to take the free job training and turn it into an actual career field so that way you can feed your family, I could deal with that. But if you want to maintain the permanent bottom that your ass is not actually going to participate in society and life, I ain't got no room for you on this team. That became a whole different level of productive people because of the Beer 19 situation. I like that too. I like seeing new people going after it, new people getting opportunity, new people being looked at in ways that they never had the opportunity as. It isn't just me that's absent. People who are moving have been absent from this space too. A lot of people have decided once they had their time off, once they understood that their life was going nowhere, they quit those jobs. They took their unemployment. They reinvested that unemployment into gig economy things. They invested in crypto. They got the actual base minimum level skills, and they actually did something with their life. But why? They finally had the chance to sit back and think about it. You have to recognize the first time you go on vacation for yourself and the moment that you enjoyed the hell out of yourself alone without other people being around you. Some of the best Christmases, Thanksgivings, and New Year's I have ever had in my life was around military personnel that I was stationed with that I didn't know jack shit about. But we was all trapped in the same area because we had the same days off during those times. You learn a lot about people when you're around them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 2, 3 months at a time. Set schedules. You learn a lot about people, a lot about a lot of different people. So imagine if the whole world shuts down. You're part of a career field that can literally do without your ass for a while. And then all of a sudden, your workforce management team within your county decides to give you a free up training to put you in a different sphere and spectrum when the whole world shut down. Many of my cousins got into that shit. Them dudes turned their life around right away. A lot of these dudes was not even able to get fast food service jobs. They turned around and was able to own companies in this type of environment. That's what I'm saying. A lot of these people have changed things around to the point to where they're no longer looked at as a person who will be immediately discarded. Like, dude, I've talked to felons. I'm talking about people, and I got some who work for me. You hear about the background of these people, like, oh man, are you sure you did that? Are you sure this is what the paperwork say? Are you sure you want a second chance? Cause you killed 4 people. Yeah, I want an extra chance. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bring people in, and they there. Want it, loved it, loved being a part of it. Why? Never had the opportunity before. Never had the opportunity to be a part of a team. Those people cleaned up here. Those people who wanted those opportunities and everything else, those people cleaned up. Those people were able to finally take care of their family in a competent way. I meet these people on the road all the time. Side of the road, different states, different climate conditions, states being shut down. Dude, I have met these people. These people are shocked and surprised that this is a renaissance for people who actually want to get their stuff together. So while I've been out there actually getting my work on because I love to be the most hardest working person in my actual field. I love to be on the front lines. I love that stuff. You can say what you want about it, but I love that. That's what I like. So you have to realize that I haven't went anywhere. I'm already at the outcome of what I was already producing in the first place. Just because my present hasn't been here, that doesn't mean that you can go off to other environments and do the things that you are doing. If you wanted to move ahead in society and life, now is the best time to do so. If that's what you wanted. It's all whack a word all. But this is where we at. Where have I been? Dude, I've been out here enjoying the hell out of myself. Building other streams of revenue out here with other people who never had the opportunity, meeting different groups of people from different cultures who just got here, making gobs of money off teaching them how this stuff actually works. When I can't give it away for free for people who look like me, right? Because people are trying to serve themselves up into thinking that they have to fit a certain type of mode so nobody can fit in places that don't fit them. You have to understand that you got to make this decision at some point in time in your life that your experiences that you're going to have in the future is better than the experiences that people have had in the past. When I go back down to Mississippi, very humble about where I come from. A lot of people they can't believe what I turned into. How is it for the guy in the community? Everything else. Come back, still hand this stuff out, still give the stuff to people who needs it. They know I never respected them. Even back then, I never respected them. Still gave them the information. Still wanted these people to move ahead. Still wanted these people to move forward. I just wanted to retain who I was while moving forward. Yeah, they call me to talk to churches and all that stuff. They know I'm an atheist. Why they called me to talk to those people? Because I've never changed who I was as a person. And because I only come here one or two or three times a year, every couple of years, it doesn't matter. I still love where I came from. And I still think that most of the people where I came from can still do better than where they at. But you still need to be in the operational society for that to happen. What they don't understand is that easy stuff has really take you out of the mode of being actual competitive. Because it doesn't take a lot of skill to go do the job at Walmart or Kmart or Fred's or Harbor Freight Tools or GameStop or Walmart or any of those other places. And we're not even talking about the skilled trades like the tire shops or anywhere else. You have to understand that you have to put yourself outside of all that stuff and move to a different area to rise your skills even above that. This is where we are. I'm sorry if you're pissed off that I can't do that old content anymore. You can pay for it. It's there. Most of it I don't want to do. Most of it I'm embarrassed about even doing in the first place. But you got to move on. You yourself as a person have to move on beyond that to move forward. Everything I did was a shot in the dark. Everything. Shot in the dark. It was the right move. Wasn't celebrated by anybody, but it turned out to be the right thing all the way around. So now you have a new class of people who sprung up to be the most decent people who can actually represent the women class of the actual ticket, and that's what we are. This whole society was based off expectant male usury. You as a dude have to get your stuff together and keep it away from people who don't respect you as a person. And this is a track record based thing. What's going on here? But this is what we are. It's like, bro, listen. At some point, I had to turn the stuff off for a while myself. Yeah, I had to turn it off when I was on the road. Listen to all this nonsense and BS. I couldn't even concentrate on what I was supposed to be doing or what I was supposed to be turning in, even on the road as a fugitive recovery agent. I had to check out because I was already on a different path. A lot of these people, they love where they were. They love running up in people's houses and doing all this stuff and carrying around automatic weaponry. I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to do this forever. I want to get out of this. I want to do something else. Yeah, I don't care what these people have done. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be around this. And it's the same exact thing with the manosphere. A lot of these people are not serious about changing things. They're not. And it's my fault for even arguing with these individuals in the first place, giving them the actual position that they can actually sell the actual idea that what they have is actually reasonable in the first place. That's my fault. That's my failure. Arguing with these people in the first place without them proving that they actually are participating in the actual system is the level that I am. So now you have like the rise of the black male sociopath through trolling nonsense when they don't bring anything to the table. History is a very clear substance that you can engage in at any point in time. But a lot of people make hay of history because they don't have anything else left to offer anybody within this society except for the simple fact that they don't want things to move forward. Whose far as that? I have no idea what you're talking about. Used to hit licks. I have no idea what you're talking about. But this is where we at right now. If you are going to be making any type of moves for your own self, you would have made them already. Why do you think the cool auntie has came to the manosphere and has taken the manosphere by storm? Why? Because most of these dudes want to talk to cool auntie. They don't have any experience with cool auntie. They think cool auntie is going to lead them to better women that they've been dealing with in the past. Cool auntie is the representative of the women in the past. Why you think she's talking so much ish about her own people of the group that she is actually a part of? And a lot of these dudes feel verified about the nonsense that come out of the mouth of these cool aunties. It's no different than the PhD dudes who know full damn well better about the stuff that they push within this space. They don't want the environment to get better. They love the broken system. And so does the cool auntie. Because at the end of the day, a dude like Man Tomorrow you would never run into within a cool auntie or a cool uncle setup. I am the anathema of everything that they actually represent. They are here to protect their culture. I'm here to protect my culture as well. It's not hard to get and understand who is fighting on what side for what reason and how long that they've been fighting for. It's not that difficult, but at some point, I gotta not only play on the level that they play on, but play even dirtier than that they play at. Because this stuff is now easy to figure out. So easy that you can go to a baseline successful person within this field of analytics and you can get far more success and results than the people who are here, who are engaging in it. These people have already showed you who they are, what they're willing to defend, what they're willing to stand beside, what they're willing to turn a blind eye to, what they're willing to actually do anything against people who speak out. And then they have the nerve to call themselves capitalists while doing something. Yes, you are capitalizing off a broken situation. I'm not going to be able to lie to you there. But this is what we are. It is okay to stand alone, dear sir. It is okay to stand alone. It is very okay to stand alone as long as you know that you're right, as long as you know that you're not trying to feed yourself into these other individuals who don't understand your path. It's very okay to stand alone. That's something that has to be learned too. A lot of these people come around, don't want to criticize anything, everything status quo. They see all the stuff going on. Don't say nothing. That's not how the world works. You got to take sides. You got to be able to remove cancers from the environment, and you better have a track record of doing so. If not, you're going to be easily taken over by the individuals that you should have had out of here in the first place. I don't even know why Doug here. Doug blocked me so that way I couldn't see his comments on other channels. So I don't see why he even here. If y'all shouting out Doug, but that's what it is, man. You know, you be in helmet zones, you get kicked off of helmet panels, you keep showing up. Yeah, I did see the moment that they actually removed your ranch and hid you on Hood Service Channel. I saw that live because you wanted to actually still believe in people that you shouldn't be believing in the first place. So how you cleaned up behind it is you just blocked me like I can't see you. It's crazy. I'm not wrong about what I'm against. I'm not wrong about that. I'm never wrong about because I did it without them from the start. I did it without the respect of them from the start. I did that from the start. I never cared about their respect from the start. I built a better world from the start. I enjoyed the better world from the start. Yeah, and once you start to understand the actual benefits of things that you have specifically and particularly engaged in from the start, you don't have to worry about kissing ass to any of these people who don't add anything to the table. I know most of these dudes are Bravo Alpha Novembers. I know it. I see them on cool auntie panels talking to expired has-beens and ran-throughs, and not on the panel with fresh women. I know it. I see it. You guys need to understand. It's very clear. Individual progress was always the answer. Leaving these people the hell alone was always the answer too. How easy was it to unsubscribe and focus on yourself? It's very easy. The whole point of my channel is to make you stop watching. To make you stop watching the content because you finally got how you wasn't involved and now you are involved and now you see how these things go. A lot of people depend on a broken environment to move forward. You don't have to be as dependent on the broken environment just so long as you have tangible skills that everybody else wants. When you have tangible skills that everybody else wants, and the people who do not respect you at all, never had the track record of it at all, and somehow trying to close on your skills and your skill set, that's how you know something is wrong. If you ended up with any one of these people within this environment, you failed as a man. The whole point was you to become an incel. You were supposed to become an incel in this type of environment in order for you to succeed. If you lost any bit of your focus to try to feed yourself into the mouths of most of these people in the environment who don't respect you, you failed as a person. You failed. That's what happened. You were not supposed to get yourself in line so that way everybody else can feed off you, man. Like you were not supposed to be an actual person to where everybody else get to line up and just leech off of you. That's their lifestyle based on the things that they didn't accomplish. You have to understand that you have to be far different than that. And once you get those things together, you have to be able to keep it away from those people who don't have a track record of appreciating the fact that you brought it to the table. This is why you see more older women out here getting live off of our problems, but you don't see any of the young, dateable women that actually people are actually interested in. It's the older women who want to make things look like it's okay, it's all right, it's okay to pick up you an expired person. That's what this is. The night of the living cool aunties are here. Yes, most of these dudes were Bravo Alpha Novembers. They wanted to be verified by the actual system and circumstance that they was with a person that they shouldn't have been with in the first place. Now you got the cool auntie class that has risen beyond the Bravo Alpha November that's trying to tell you that still these things are okay. When do you get a fresh start for fresh people who has been prepared for what you bring to the table? You have to understand that a lot of these people got six-figure problems that they bring to the table that they need a high value man for. That's right. If you're 30 something years old, you got a couple of kids, miss, you need a high value man. You need a high value sucker who's going to ignore people who have mirrored circumstances like them and skip over all this shit to bring your ass in and onto the table. I keep telling you, all this shit is for the woman's benefit. All this stuff is a woman's benefit. It's never for your benefit at all. It's all for the woman's benefit. And I'm cool with it. You want to know why? It shows you the people who's not ready to move on. A lot of these people want to be the personnel who's chosen by the people within the environment, but they want to forget about the track record of it. This is not hard at this point. This is Wheel of Fortune. You can't roll for any more consonants. You can't buy any more vowels. You have to look at this shit and say, you know what? I'm a damn fool for even playing this game. You got to stop thinking that you have this dumbass biological impairment to where you're going to just give up logic, reason, and common sense to put yourself into a situation that's going to put you 20 and 30 years behind as a man, especially one who wants to be productive outside of what is expected of him within this environment. You have to realize my absence in this space is not going to make you take more action. My absence in this space is not going to make you take things more seriously. My absence in this space remove your own personal level of flawed rationale so where you headed your ass back off into the environment you shouldn't have been in. That has nothing to do with me. Has nothing to do with my channel. Dude, somebody blame me about the dumb shit that he got himself into. Because I didn't stop talking against the people in the environment who didn't give him better advice. I got the blame for that. Not the people who told him the bullshit to try. Not those people. I was to blame for it. Why? I should have fought harder for these individuals within the environment who wanted to do better. I'm like, I did. It was called my content and the reason why I was here. You asked and listen. You decided to corrupt and pervert the actual message. You decided to take my shit and turn it into some Keisha drama filled bullshit. No remorse for you at all. And it's not on some I don't give a fuck about black man shit. I don't give a fuck about people who will put themselves specifically in those type of situations and then want to turn around and blame other people for it. We don't have enough room on the team to keep trying to rewire dudes who keep going into the wrong direction on purpose. As a man, you should be able to explain your moves and you should be able to explain them very quickly. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z for this type of outcome. What's wrong with that? Less to argue with when you're actually involved. Don't you understand? Most of these people are involved behind the scenes. They're not trying to invest or involve themselves into gaslighting other people who don't know what the hell's going on. Like, dude, they see your stories. They see how you act. They see it. They've always seen it. You already had a predetermined destination before most people even open their mouths to tell you about their life experience. You have to be able to take responsibility for at least that. There's only a certain finite number of reasons why a turbo wouldn't work on a truck. Very finite. Less than six. But that's where we are. Where are the so called decent black women flocking to my channel to listen to a decent black man who don't want to fuck with that shit that they're a part of? Where are they? This is why my assumption is they're not there and they don't exist. That's my verification explanation of what's going on. They're not there. But if you put them in other DNZs, you see all these women who claim to be so decent, but they want to be entertained so much to where they're the ones who get to talk about the black family like they give a shit about it. The only thing they can do is help out broken kids become barely normal. They don't help the good kids become better kids. Why? They don't have a place within a society where there are better children than the actual environment itself. That's where we at. Oh man, you must hate these people. Yes, I do, and I'm supposed to. I'm supposed to. I'm supposed to. There's nothing wrong with hatred. There's a lot. There's a lot wrong with misplaced love and respect than pinpoint accuracy hatred. There's a lot wrong with forgiving people who don't need it, forgiving people who don't or haven't earned it. Yeah, it's very simple, very mathematical, very easy to understand. You have to recognize that you don't need these people around you to be successful. You keep thinking that these people's opinion is what's make you whole, is their opinion is what make you weak. Have you ever tried to exist within this world without these personnel's opinion mattering to you in any shape, form, or fashion? How many times are you going to go out there and fight on the behalf of people who don't give a damn about you? And obviously don't through the genetic and actual track record that you can observe. That's what the problem is here. The problem is here, you want there to be a better society, but you don't want to take better action. You want there to be the better society, but you don't want to have better associations. You want there to be a better society, but you don't have a better understanding of how we got here. You want there to be a better society without your ass actually witnessing or putting any type of in depth involvement on the front line. That's what you want. You want a better environment that you don't even have to invest in. Anybody who's winning in society, they have to rush in with both arms swinging. That's how power works. But you're in a society where you don't understand power, but you keep complaining about the outcomes and the setbacks of a group that you're not even a part of. This is where we are. The world should disrespect the shit out of you. They should. I understand why they do. Why? Because you keep doing avoidable shit. Avoidable. Most of these things, avoidable. You keep trying to make it part and parcel of your experience as a black man. No one is doing that here. You're doing it without any return on investment here, sir. There's never been nothing wrong with me or my message. It's been the same. It's been very consistent. Most of these people within the space have changed up what they actually believe because of their perceived windfall over it. And they didn't even do that right. This is where we are, man. This is where we are as a group. However, you as an individual can change your own life. You don't have to wait for expired women to give your ass a chance or a shot or be nice to you on a panel. You ain't got to do anything like that. They have to prove how decent they are. You don't have to prove how decent you are. That's what the rest of the choices on the planet is for. It doesn't matter how true it is. It's the simple fact that the truth is not even relevant anymore. The track record is not even relevant anymore. The only thing that matters right now is the simple fact that you can pass up nonsense as actual truth, and actual nonsense can just drown out all other voices. That's where we at. That's where we are. You got people who claim to be SYSBM, but they go around anti-black trolling all the time. They would never allow that shit on the white side of YouTube. Period. They don't allow that shit on liberals over there. But you got black so-called conservatives who do this shit in this space. Conservatives don't know what they're conserving, no evidence of even organizing at all, but always got the liberal woman in their mouth. Never has moved on to another type of woman ever. That's where we currently are, folks. So if you want to know why I haven't been here, it's simple. You motherfuckers don't need nor deserve my fucking help. That's why I haven't been here. That's the honest truth. Y'all don't need my help. Because at the end of the day, if this is the shit that you want, how could I be able to help you with that? I can't help you with that shit. Most of these people in this chat room right now, I have seen in reptile zones, agreeing with abject bullshit, talking shit about your boy. Like I can't see the shit, like I haven't been given snapshots of the shit. Like, bro, listen, a lot of people are watching. A lot of people are watching. These people are not dumb. They're not stupid. They see what you do. They see it. But a lot of people think that the shit that they talk in the wide open is part of some secret ass group. No, I see this shit. It's sent to me, and that's fine. At this point, it's fine. We're going to need more individuals who want to make individual actions than expecting on the group to actually liberate the rest of the group who have never done shit. That's where we at right now. You can't wait on these other people, man. Bro, listen. A lot of these people are comfortable with barely success or abject failure. They're okay with this shit. You think that you're the last rung in the ladder that stop these people from doing this shit? Like, dude, listen, man, they got way more people who want to participate with what they're doing than not. Yeah, but this is where we at. Right now is to show up and put up time. There's a lot of people who losing a lot of stuff in these areas that ain't got this stuff under control. And I'm just walking through and picking them off. You can do the same thing. So don't ask me where I've been. The real question is, where the hell did you end up now that I'm not here to protect you from your baseline desires? Because if your baseline desire is responding to everything that Cynthia G says, then we need more Cynthia G here. If you think that responding to everything that Lil Nas X do or say wasn't going to make you a bet, and then we need more of that here. I want to see the reason why you're freezing up, where you're not even participating at the minimum to a baseline level of society and life. I want to see why. I want to see why it is. I want to see why it is that you let these people walk all over you. And it's not that much of a racial thing that it is an input, access, output thing. You're smart enough to know how these things work by now. Do you want to maintain your neutrality so much that you can't point out the obvious? It's wrong. When I'm involved and when I'm invested in something, I care about an outcome. Most of these people go to the first piece of literature, and that's it. They've done their due diligence about everything. I care about how this shit ends. And as much as this shit may seem like a white black thing, it's not a white black thing for you not to be able to get any type of funding for your business. And a large corporation can come in and get small business loan faster than you do. That's not a white black issue. That's not a white black issue at all. That's the reality of the situation on the ground. But if you got two ends of the actual bargaining table fighting against each other while the other people are walking in and getting all the results from this, then we're actually have failed as a culture because you got a lot of people who want to act like they're involved, but don't want to actually be invested and actually involved in anything. That's
That's
what
what
we
we
are,
are,
folks.
folks.
Awesome.